Hi everyone, today is Monday, March 7th, so this will be posted tomorrow, Tuesday, March 8th. Quite a bit cooler today than it was over the weekend, so I hope you guys were able to get out over the weekend and enjoy the nice weather. Today's class was inspired by Jackie, who requested a class to help your wide stance or your seated wide leg pose get wider, creating more space on the inner thighs or your adductors. So that's what we're going to do today, Jackie, so thanks for the inspo. What you're going to need today is you're going to need a mat. You will need possibly blocks to raise the floor to you. I also have a bolster, but you can use stacked towels or blankets. It's just so when you go into frog pose, you have the option to get comfortable or as comfortable as you can in frog pose. And then maybe a chair or wall for balance, because I got one balance pose that we're going to do in there as well. So we are going to start off in Supine. Just going to stack my blocks aside. So lay on your back, knees go wide, bottoms of feet together. You can rest your hands on your pelvis, right hand on heart, left hand on belly, your arms out to the side, whatever feels good for you. In this pose, I like my hands on my pelvis. I don't know why, it just is very centering. So bring your eyes to close. Let the outside world go. And bring your awareness onto yourself and onto your breathing. And my quote today is kind of a cute little quote, but I loved it, and plus I love what it's talking about. It says, spread love as thick as you would Nutella. Spread love as thick as you would Nutella. And you know, if you love Nutella, or maybe you don't love Nutella, maybe you love peanut butter, and you spread it out real thick because it's so good, do that with love. Not only for others, but for yourself. Love yourself deeply with your whole heart. Same thing with others. Love them completely, fully, even despite faults. None of us are perfect, so you gotta love the whole person. So spread it on thick, spread the love thick. Take a couple more breaths right where you're at. And then go ahead and bend those knees up, feet together. Rock those legs side to side a little bit. Getting some movement of the hips. And then bring your feet a little bit, maybe about hips distance or maybe a little bit narrower. Arms are down by your side. And we're going to take bridge pose number 1. So press those feet down, lift those hips up. And then next exhale, slowly lower down. Rock those legs a little bit side to side. And then same thing, but this time take your feet at least hips distance or a little, if not a little wider. And then press the feet down, lift the hips up, squeeze the tush, pull the belly to the spine. Take a couple breaths. And then next exhale, drop the hips down, rock those legs again. And then one more bridge pose, but this time take your feet as wide as your mat. So wide-legged bridge pose. Press the feet down, lift the hips up. Take a couple breaths. And the next exhale, drop the hips down, rock those legs side to side. And then go ahead and pull your legs into your chest and grab a block and have it near you. So pull the legs in the chest, rock side to side. And then lower the feet back down. And with that block, you're going to tuck that block underneath your sacrum. So it's going to go this way underneath your sacrum. So lift the hips up, tuck the block under the sacrum, set it there, nice. And then pull the left knee into your chest and extend that right leg down long on your mat. You can keep that right leg straight, or you can keep it bent if it's too taxing on your low back. Take a couple breaths here. When we raise the hips up on the block, we get a little bit more opening in that hip flexor there. This right now is doing the right hip flexor, creating more space. The whole point of getting a wider leg stance, you got to create space in the whole hip area, right? Then pull the right hand to meet the left, grab the right, and extend the left leg down towards the mat. Again, the left leg could be long on the mat, or you can bend that knee slightly, whichever feels better for your low back. Opening up the left hip flexor now. Then pull that left knee in to meet the right. Lower the feet back down, lift the hips, slide the block out. Pull the legs in towards your chest, rock side to side a little bit. And then take your legs up into happy baby. You can hold onto the knees, the shins, or the feet. So this is just like Malasana, but you're on your back, right? Legs are in the same position. You're just on your back and you're adding a little movement just because it feels good. And then come back to center, bring the knees together. You can roll off to one side and then come up to a seat, or you can rock and roll forward and back, and then come up to a seated position. And when you sit, come into a comfortable cross-legged position. And I want the right leg to be the one in front, or if crisscross applesauce isn't comfortable for you, sit your legs extended out with the right leg on top. Okay? Either way, whichever way you are with the legs, hard flex both feet. Inhale, reach those arms out and up. Exhale to your heart center. And again, inhale, reach those arms out and up. Exhale to your heart center. And then one more time, inhale out and up. Exhale to your heart center. Close your eyes, set your intention for today's practice. Then blink your eyes to open. And again, your right leg is the one in front or the one on top. Your shins are kind of like stacked in front of each other. Sit nice and tall. And you're just going to walk your hands forward and forward. So we're getting into that outer hip a little bit. You're going to be tight. This is the first hip stretch, but that's okay. And then keep leaning forward, walk both arms off to the left, reach along with that right arm. Just deepening that right hip stretch and adding in a little bit of side body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, walk the hands up, uncross the legs, stretch them out long, shake them out, pat them out, and then you're going to crisscross the other way. So left leg's the one in front or left leg's the one on top, whichever feels better for you. Either way, hard flex both feet, sit tall, and then go ahead and walk yourself forward to your degree. Take a few breaths. Then walk both hands off to the right, reach along with that left arm. Inhale, come back to center, and then exhale, walk the hands up, stretch the legs on out, shake the legs out. And then we're going to come into our next Malasana pose. So we did Malasana on the back. So now go ahead and bring your feet up and sit in Malasana. So on your bum, your feet are here, you're sitting nice and tall. We're just going to add a twist in with this. So you're going to take the right hand to the left knee or left shin, and you're just going to twist off to the left. Bring it up that spine. And then exhale, come back to center, shake it out a little bit. Left hand goes to right knee or right shin, right hand comes behind and twist off to the right. Inhale, come back to center, shake it out. And you know how we go like this when we're either when we're sitting here like this or when we're on our backs? We're going to do that same thing now. So you're going to take both knees, you're going to drop them off to the right, and just pause here on the right. Sit up nice and tall here. And then next inhale, come back to center. You can use your hands behind you just for support. And then drop both legs off to the left. Again, sit tall. You can use your hands to kickstand you to help you stay upright. Inhale, come back to center. We're going to do it one more time to each side. So drop both knees off to the right, sit tall. And then inhale, come back to center. Go off to the right on an exhale. And then inhale, come back to center. And take a block and put it on each side of you, because you may need the block to help you get up. So we're going to add on to that a little bit. So you're sitting in your seated Malasana. You're dropping both knees off to the right, and then you can use the block, or you can just use your hips, and you're just going to press on up. And then drop down, come back to center. Same thing on the other side. You can use a block to help get you up. Drop down, pass through center, go back to the right, lift up. Again, you can lift on your own, or if you need the block for support, you certainly can. Drop down, pass back through center, come off to the left, lift up. Drop back down. One more time each side, guys. So come back off to the right, lift those hips up. And then drop back down, come back through center, off to the left, lift up. And then exhale, drop those hips, come back to center, stretch those legs on out. Shake, 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 shake. And then pull those legs one more time back up into your seated Malasana. Take your hands to prayer, elbows are inside the knees, and we're gonna do that squeeze and push thing that we've done before. So you're gonna press out with the elbows and squeeze in with the knees. Hands in prayer, and go ahead and press and squeeze at the same time. Isometric contraction, and keep breathing. Don't hold your breath here. The tendency is to want to hold your breath, but you can't hold your breath. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. And then exhale, release, take your hands back behind, rock those legs a little bit side to side. And then go ahead and swing those legs around. Blocks over here, come into tabletop. Just shake those hips out a little bit. You're going to extend that left leg back behind, and then you're going to pull that left knee up towards that left shoulder or elbow. Turn and face this way so you guys can see. So it's going to come up. It's kind of like your puppy dog fire hydrant, and just hold it there. And then shoot that left leg back. Drop the left leg down. Shake it out a little bit. And then same thing, second side, extend that right leg back. Then pull that right knee forward toward your shoulder or your elbow. Puppy dog fire hydrant on the other side. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, drop it down, shake it out. And go ahead and tuck those toes under. Come into your downward facing dog. Just pull my hair back. Okay, so you're in your downward facing dog. Walk the dog out a little bit. And then look forward at your hands, and you're going to step your right foot forward to the outside of that right hand. So you're here in your down dog. You're going to step the foot to the outside of that hand. Okay? You can stay right here if this is enough for you. Or you can turn those toes out a little bit and stay right there. If you want to go a little deeper still in your lizard, you can drop your forearms to a block. Or if you want to go deeper still, you can drop your forearms to the floor. So you're just going to hang here in your lizard pose, whichever variation you are in. Take a few breaths. If you're down on your forearms, come back to your hands. Walk that right foot back to midline. Pause here. And you're going to step that right foot back into your downward facing dog. Walk the dog out a little bit. And then we'll switch and do the other side. So you're going to take your left foot to the outside of the left hand. Again, you can stay right here like this. You can turn those left toes out. You can come down onto your forearms on, a block, or you come down onto your forearms on the floor. Wherever you want to go, hang there for a few breaths. And it might be a class if Maggie didn't bark, right? If you're on your forearms, come back to your hands. Walk that left foot back into midline. And then you're going to take that left foot back into downward facing dog. Walk it out a little bit. Take another breath or two here. Maybe come back to stillness in your dog, just to get the stretch of the backside of your body. And then now we're going to come into half pigeon. I know some of you hate half pigeon, but it's a great pose for getting those hips. So you're going to take your right knee to your right wrist, or towards your right wrist. That right foot kicks towards that left hand. Then you can drop that back leg down and extend it nice and long. You can stay here upright, or again, you can come down onto forearms on a block or on the mat. I'll just show you what the back leg looks like from this angle. So you're in down dog. Bring that right knee to right wrist, right foot goes towards the left wrist, then you extend that left leg back long. You can stay here or come on down for your half pigeon. Take a few breaths here. If you're on your forearms, come back to your hands. Then you're just going to dump all your weight into that right hip. Sit on that right hip. Swing that left leg around. Shake those legs out in front of you. And then keep swinging those legs around. Come back into tabletop. And then come back into your downward facing dog. Walk it out a little bit. And then you'll repeat half pigeon on the left side. So you'll take that left knee to left wrist, left foot goes behind the right wrist, and stretch that leg back down nice and long. Again, you can stay upright, or you come down on your forearms on a block or on your mat. Once you get to your final pose, just hang there and breathe. Hey, sweetie. So barky, eh? For such a little dog, she's pretty loud. If you're on your forearms, come back to your hands. Then you're going to dump onto that left hip. Sit on that left hip. Swing that right leg all the way around to meet the left. And then just shake those legs out a little, pat it out. Whatever you'd like to do. Oh, yeah, you like your pets. Okay, swing those legs around again. And then you're going to come up and end up in a forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway to a flat back. Exhale and bow. Again, inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, lift up halfway to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale here. Exhale to rise all the way back up to a stand. Reach those arms out and up. Come to mountain pose. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more time, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Go ahead now. We're going to start our standing poses for opening up the inner thighs or adductors. So you're going to have your right foot forward, your left foot back. You're setting up your legs for warrior two pose. You want to make sure that that right knee is not past the ankle. It's either over the ankle or behind the ankle, but never beyond the ankle. And right heel lines up with back arch. You got your warrior two legs. Extend those warrior two arms. Take a few breaths here. Then you're going to bring your right forearm to the right thigh and reach that left arm up and over. You can take your right hand to the block in front of the foot and reach that left arm over, or you can take that right hand all the way down to the floor and reach that left arm over. Wherever you go, just breathe. Engage those legs. You're going to come back to warrior two. Pivot those right toes to face the same direction as the left toes. Bend that right knee and come into skater. You can keep your hands on a block to support you, or you can keep your hands up in prayer, whichever feels good for you. And then straighten that right leg. Take the arms up into star pose. Shake out the hips a little bit. And then you're going to turn those left toes out. Bend that left knee. Come into warrior two on the left. Take a couple breaths here. Here, bring right forearm to right thigh. You can bring right hand to right block, or you can bring right hand to the mat. Wherever you want to go. Here, here, or here. Either way, just breathe. Then engage the legs, rise back up to your warrior two. Woo. Pivot those left toes to face the same way as the right. Bend that left knee, come into skater. Again, your hands can be in your block, or they can be in prayer. Then straighten that leg, come up to star pose, reach, reach, reach. Swing those arms and go ahead and fold in your wide-legged stance. Just hopping back so you can see me better. And then lift up, halfway, flat back. And just bend those knees one at a time and rock side to side. Just to get some motion, movement in those joints. And then turn those right toes out. Bend that knee, take the block on over. Then straighten that leg, parallel that right foot. Turn the left toes out, bend that left knee, shift the block over to the left. And then straighten that left knee, parallel those toes, and then refold again in your wide-legged fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Go ahead and toe heel those feet in up to about hip distance apart. And then grab opposite elbows and just sway side to side, taking a ragdoll. Drop the hands, bring the feet all the way together. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale here. Exhale, rise all the way up to a stand. Reach those arms out, looking up. Exhale to mountain pose. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more time, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Go ahead and grab your blocks. We're going to take our last Malasana variation, where it's actually Malasana, right? So you're standing, your feet are about about mat distance. You have your blocks in front of you. The toes can be turned slightly out or they can be facing forward. You're going to bend your knees to your degree. If you're great here, great. Hang here. You can keep your hands on the blocks or bring into prayer. If you want to go a little lower, same thing. If you want to come all the way down into full Malasana, you certainly can. But take some breaths here. Then plant the hands, straighten the legs, let the head fall and be heavy. And then inhale, lift up halfway to a flat back. Bring those feet back together. And then just rise on up. Set your blocks aside. And this is where our balance pose comes into play. So I'm going to pull my chair over here. Your weight is going to go, oops, I'm going to back up a little bit. Your weight is going to go to the right foot first. And just like we did that puppy dog fire hydrant thing with our leg when we were out like this on all fours, we're going to do that same thing here. So you're going to turn your toes out like a tree pose. Then you're going to lift that leg up. You can hold it here on your own, or if you're going to hold it with that left hand, you certainly can. You can keep the right hand down the whole time. You can hover it. Whoop. You can reach it out. You can reach it up. You can reach both arms up. You can reach both arms to prayer. Take a few breaths here. And then lower that right hand, lower the left leg, shake it on out. I'm going to just switch my chair to the other side of me. Weight goes into the left foot now. Tree kickstand those right toes, then lift that right knee up. Again, you can hold it with your arm, or you don't have to. You can just hold that arm out. You can hover the left, you can have both arms out, both arms up, both arms to prayer, wherever you want to go. Take a few breaths. Then lower the left hand, lower the right leg, walk it on out. I'm just going to set my chair aside because I'm done with that. And then come have a seat on your mat. And you're going to sit in a wide-legged seat. Have a block handy just in case. And then just rock side to side. So when you're sitting, before I say rock side to side, when you're sitting in your wide-legged stance, you've got to be able to sit up with your posture nice and straight. If you can't do that because it's too uncomfortable, you can tuck a block underneath your bum and raise those hips up, or tuck a blanket, a bolster, but you want to make sure that your posture is able to sit up nice and tall while you are in your wide-legged stance. That didn't work, girl. Okay. Knees can be slightly bent or they can be straight, but feet should be hard flexed. Now go ahead and rock side to side, sorry. And then go ahead and place your right hand in the middle. Inhale that left arm up. Go ahead and side bend over to the right. Inhale, come back up, lower that left arm down, shake it out. Left hand stays in the middle, swing that right arm up. Exhale, lean over to the left. Inhale, come back up, lower that arm down, and just walk your hands forward. You can hold a block. You can rest your forearms on a block. You can rest your head on a block. Take a few breaths. We're going to stay in the middle part a little bit longer than we did the side. Breathe, 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 breathe. The next inhale, slowly walk the hands up. Help your legs come back together. Shake the legs out, pat them out, whatever feels good. So for this next pose, you got two options. You can go back to your seated wide-legged stance. Your wide-legged seat, sit there and lean forward again, just like you did with your arms on the block or whatever, and hold it there. If you want to take frog pose, I will show you how to do frog pose. So this may be where you want your blankets or your bolster or whatever. So you're gonna take your knees wide and you turn your feet outward. Knees go outward, or feet go outward rather. See how my feet are out there? Okay. You want your hips lined up right over your knees. Turn sideways so you can see that. So your hips are right over your knees. You're not too far forward, you're not too far back, right over, okay? Then you can fold on down into your bolster, onto your blankets, and just hang out there. And that is your frog pose. So either one, you could have your wide leg seat. If that was enough for you, perfectly fine. Or if you want to go into full frog, you can do the full frog. Whichever one you're at, you take, and you just take some breaths there, okay? If you are in your seated wide leg fold, slowly start to rise up. Slowly bring your legs back together. If you are in frog pose, try to bring your feet towards each other. Press your hands down, lift up a bit, and then you can walk the knees towards each other. Then you swing your legs around, stretch them out long, and then everybody's sitting back here like this, patting the legs out, rubbing the legs out. I like to dig my thumbs into like my hip creases here. It just feels really, really good. So set your bolster and blanket aside too. And now you're gonna bend your legs up, back up into like your Malasana seat. You're gonna tuck that left leg underneath, and you can keep that right foot there like that, or you can cross that right foot over, or further still, you can stack the knees. So take whatever variation of your Gomukhasana legs that you want. Feet are flexed, you sit nice and tall. You can stay sitting nice and tall, or you can fold forward a little bit. Then inhale, come up. Uncross the right and cross the left. Rock the legs a little bit side to side. And then back in your Malasana, you're going to tuck that right foot and leg down behind the left. The right knee ends up facing forward. You can keep that left foot to the inside of that right knee. You can cross it over the right knee, or you can stack the knees, whichever variation you like. Then you sit nice and tall. And if you want to lean forward, you can, or you can just keep sitting tall. Inhale, walk the hands back up. Uncross the left, uncross the right, shake them on out. Come lay down on your mats, but make sure you have your blocks handy with you. Okay? Lay on down. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead. Full body stretch, 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 stretch. And then exhale, lower the arms down by your sides, bend your knees up. And you're bringing the bottoms of your feet together, knees wide, coming back into your Supine Konasana. But this time you're gonna tuck the blocks underneath the knees or the thighs or wherever it feels good so that you're in a supported Supine Konasana, because we worked those legs hard enough. Now we just kind of wanna still keep a little bit of opening, but have it supported so it's relaxing for you. Hands again can rest on your pelvis, right hand can come to heart or left hand to belly, or palms up, arms out, wherever feels good for you. But start to let your body sink into the earth and just enjoy these moments of Shavasana. If you're able to stay in your Shavasana longer, please, please, please do so. If you need to get moving, start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Bring your feet flat on the earth, knees together. Put the blocks off to the side. Roll onto one side. Pause there for a breath or two. And then when you're ready, come back to your comfortable seated position. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your hands to your heart center. Thank you guys for practicing with me here today. I greatly appreciate all your love and all your support. And remember, spread your love like you would Nutella. Spread it thick, spread it everywhere, cover every surface. Make yourself feel good, make others feel good. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. And may your minds be at ease. Together we bow and say, Namaste. Thanks everyone. Have a good day. Love and hugs to all of you. Bye.